so let's turn to the double murder trial of former lawyer Alex Murdaugh. He is accused, as you know, of killing his wife and his son. Well, during cross-examination yesterday in court of a special agent, Murdaugh's defense attorney floated the theory that two shooters could have committed the murders. Our Randy Kay is live in Walterboro, South Carolina. I was surprised seeing this line of questioning, but I think the answer that Harpootlian finally got to was interesting. Tell us more.
Yeah, it sure was, Poppy. This agent basically said, you know what, just because two weapons were used doesn't mean that there had to be two shooters, that one person could have handled both of those weapons. And of course, the prosecution is saying that person is Alex Murdaugh. We also got to look inside his gun room at the home, and we got to look at a second interview that he gave investigators just days after the murder. They seem to be trying to test his consistency in the details. Here's a look.
I'm sorry.
You good?
I mean, she was a wonderful girl and a wonderful wife, and she was a great mother.
An emotional Alex Murdaugh in his second interview with investigators following the murders of his wife and son. First, he cries about his wife, Maggie Murdaugh. Then at one point, he says this about his youngest son, Paul.
It was just so bad. They did it so bad.
The interview with SLED, the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, took place on June 10, 2021, 3 days after the murders. Investigators asked Alex to walk them through what he did that day. Alex said he left work early, and he and Paul went target shooting on their hunting property.
You give me what gun?
Yeah.
A 22 Magnum.
That .22 Magnum, he says they used, is not one of the weapons used in the murders. Maggie was shot with a rifle, and Paul was killed with a shotgun. Alex also told investigators he wasn't at the kennels earlier in the night.
I know that Maggie went to the kennels. I don't know exactly where Paul went, but he left the house too.
What did you do once Maggie and Paul left?
I stayed in the house.
Keep in mind, Alex Murdaugh is heard on a recording on his son Paul's phone at 8:45 p.m., and that was recorded at the kennels. He told investigators twice now in separate interviews he didn't go to the kennels until he found their bodies. Earlier, his defense attorney floated the idea that two guns could mean two shooters.
Is it a possibility that there are two shooters based on the data you collected?
It just indicated there was movement to me.
But prosecutors were quick to point out one person could have used two guns. Another witness for the state, Special Agent Jeffrey Croft, testified about this video. For the first time, it shows investigators the day after the murders searching parts of the Murdaugh home, including this gun room. Outside, they found spent shell casings.
There's two right there.
Yep.
They've been here a little while. Could be 300s.
Later, Special Agent Croft walked the jury through a series of missed calls and text messages to Paul Murdaugh's phone the night of the murders.
Can you tell the jury the times, starting at the bottom, that he's trying to call Paul Murdaugh without an answer?
At 9:29 p.m., there's a 1-second outgoing call. At 9:42 p.m., there's a 1-second outgoing call. And at 9:57 p.m., there's a 4-second outgoing call.
When the caller, a friend, couldn't reach Paul, the special agent said he texted Maggie Murdaugh.
What does he say?
Tell Paul to call me.
Neither Paul or Maggie ever responded.
So this morning, Poppy, the question, of course, is were Paul and Maggie already dead when that friend was trying to reach them by phone? We know from the prosecution that Paul's phone stopped any type of activity at 8:49 p.m. Maggie's phone stopped all activity at 8:54 p.m. that night. So it does seem that they were dead when all that phone activity did stop, Poppy.
Randy Kay, thank you very much for the reporting.